You know, it's so great. We've got this really great relationship. And the last one is we've just done Get Up, Give Back, this charity initiative that we have. And whenever someone used to ask me to donate, I used to always kind of like basically just run away and like ignore their donation. But now I just made a rule, and I think it was Adam or Josh that said this rule, which is like anytime someone asks you to donate, don't question it, just give them 50 quid. I think in fact, Adam, it was you, and you said give them like 200 quid. So that's why I asked you for the donation yesterday, do you remember? He said 250, I think it was. But yeah, no, the point is that you can be generous, and the reason why you can be generous is because you realise that money is just energy. That's what we're trying to do here. And so that allowed me to live off the steam. Living off the steam basically means that we're going to let our money generate income, and we're going to live off that income passively. And that means we don't have to go to work. We don't have to say yes to bad tenants that we don't want. We can do all the things that we want to do. Ultimately, can I just ask, how many of you have completed your financial fortress so far? A little bit of space. She's going to start talking. So I said to her, is it okay if I cut you off because we've only got a certain amount of time? She said, of course, please do. So, okay, help us understand, where were you before you started Property Entrepreneur? And then just give us a bit about where you are now as well, just so people can see.
Okay, so before starting Property Entrepreneur, I run a management company. I have around 140 properties, as you've given all the figures anyway, which is fantastic. I don't know some of my clients. In fact, actually, I met one of my clients today for the first time ever in person. Hi. Just didn't actually recognise him. So I run a management company, predominantly short stay is what I do. And since joining PE, in the first year I had my first £1 million summer in sales, which was last summer just gone. Using one of the blueprints, as Adam would say, found 113 grand down the back of the sofa. It wasn't quite that easy, but I did manage to recoup £113,000 back into the bank account. I won Property Entrepreneur of the Year, as you said, and I'm also a board member, so I'm pretty pleased with some of the things we've achieved so far.
Fantastic idea of what problems you've faced.
Yeah, so I think it's like been the same problems collectively year after year after year. So there was recruitment, not having the right people in the right place. We've always recruited based on personality, and I think that's probably one of our problems. So that was a big game changer.
Just personality is what you were saying.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I like them, they sound great, let's get them in the business. How many people have done that? Yeah.
But you've got to like them, haven't you?
You've got to like them, yeah, probably a bit more than that.
You've got to get on with them. So recruitment was people having the wrong people in the wrong places was probably one of our biggest problems. Cash flow. We were cash rich 6 months of the year and then cash poor for 6 months of the year. So we really needed to get clarity on why that was happening and how we were going to fix that. That was a huge burden every year,
And what was the thing that helped you to get clarity on that sort of cash flow, that cash situation of yours?
I read Josh's book.
Oh, there we go, another plug.
It's not even in the room, is it?
We'll give you your tenner later, don't worry.
The blueprint, the world-class finance, that made a big difference for clarity. Strategic planning made a huge difference to us. I'm not the visionary, I'm the integrator. So Grant, my
visionaries at the back of the blueprint over on Property Entrepreneur to be able to get clarity on what that situation looks like,
yeah.
and then what? And then be able to like model it, or be able to bring it all in line that you get the cash available to you.
It was about bringing it all in line,
yeah.
Managing the flow of the business better. It wasn't. When we first came to PE, we thought we wanted to grow to 300 properties.
Yeah,
we wanted
I remember.
To be massive. Or he wanted to be massive. I just wanted to sit in the background and be happy. But actually doing most of the blueprints helped us understand that we actually don't want to go more than 150. We don't need to go more than 150. That's our sweet spot. So it was really more just about managing the flow of it better. Having less stress, less day-to-day activities, but still keeping the same profit line.
And so one of the great things about Property Entrepreneur is that instead of just going for an arbitrary number, I want to get 300 properties, whatever, and trying to be as big as possible, we're really trying to be strategic about why we're trying to get to where we're trying to get to. And no doubt the reason why you came to that specific number is because you were like, well, that matches what we want from life, business, etc.
Yeah.
And that was a very, very strategic decision. Fantastic. So then talk to us about the recruitment challenge that you had, or some of the recruitment challenges that you've had.
So I think really, Grant and I are from retail, and I don't really think they work very well. And we've always had a success of recruiting based on personality and whether you think they're going to fit in with your business, what their work ethic is like, and does that fit with you. but we always seemed to find that it was always the wrong person. It always ended up, like, they were great people and they wanted to do great jobs, but it just seemed to end up the wrong person in the wrong role. So Wealth Dynamics was a huge game changer for us. We actually reorganised the entire business, shuffled everybody around.
You had the wrong people in the wrong seats.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that made a big difference to the productivity more than anything. And I think people were very nervous about those changes, but they've settled. So.
You had the Blazers doing bookkeeping, obviously. Oh yeah, I don't know why I don't like my job so much. Oh wait, why don't you go and do that thing over there? Right, fantastic. And then thereafter, you also had This Is Real.
Yeah. So in brief, one of the people, head of operations, the highest position within our business, somebody that we were, really gearing towards being our managing director, so that I could come out of the business, do my 1 day a week, and eventually my 1 day a month, which was my goal. It turns out, and this came about from hiring professionals, which is another blueprint that we used. It turns out that this most trusted person in our business was actually stealing from us and defrauding us to over £200,000.
Over £200,000, like just slipped through between their nose.
Under the radar, extremely skilled and talented. Through investigations found out actually it's not the first time they've done this. So they knew what they were doing. They came in with that in mind.
Oh, really?
And I think, Grant and I recruiting on personality, maybe a little bit gullible at the time, obviously. That came about late last year, just after I won Property Entrepreneur, actually. So I was like, yay, amazing! And then I was like, oh.
Because we're part of a board and they've got lots of opinions there we can share. And you managed to do this within the space of, well, you're in that process right now, aren't you? But
yeah, we reckon we're going to clear it in about 8 months.
Guys, a round of applause, come on. Give us 3 top tips that you'd give to these guys,
okay.
and hold the microphone nice and close to your mouth.
So I'll pull on Mike Tyson said, everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the face. And I reckon I've gone a few rounds with Mike Tyson now.
So what's that, get punched in the face?
Get punched in the face early on and learn your lessons early on. No, be adaptable. We had a plan. We've had a plan for 10 years. We've got a plan for the next 25 years. But you are going to face challenges. You need to be flexible and you need to be adaptable. That was something. I mean, we've done it a few times now, so that was something we learned. Second tip is...
But be adaptable is number 1. Write these down, guys.
Second one is trust but verify. It's been very hard for me to get over the fact of trusting somebody to take on that role. But if I want to go to 1 day a month eventually, which is where I want to go, I've got to trust people to still do those jobs. So the recruitment thing made a big difference to us, but more importantly, hiring professionals that can verify each other's work, and then I need to verify their work. That's the most important thing. I don't need to be the person doing it, I just need to be the person absolutely verifying it.
And that trust by verify, where did you learn that?
Oh, obviously, here guys.
This is another property entrepreneur mantra you've
Yes.
heard, yes, okay, perfect. And the third
And the third one for me is clarity. So we came into this and I didn't know where we were going because I'm not the visionary. I didn't know how we were going to achieve it, and the how for me is the important thing. The where we're going is his thing. But clarity, get clarity on your performance, clarity on your people, and just be really clear with your strategic and your how. Have it written down and follow that. Follow your own blueprint. Basically.
So basically, create your plan, write it down, and then execute on the plan.
Execute it. Yeah.
Fantastic.